Hi, I'm Lee from Jellyfielders. Welcome to Cool Shots Director's Cut. Today we're joined by Judith Underhill and Mike Clarke from Coaching Bridge. It's really great to have you guys with us. So do you just want to start by telling us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, I'm happy to start with that one. So I'm Judith Underhill, and Mike and I have known each other for a number of years. We share a same passion, values and aspirations around executive coaching and coaching supervision. So both of us are executive coaches, and we really started to get into coaching supervision around 5 years ago. The main reason being is we just wanted to leave a real lasting legacy of the work that we do and ensuring that coaching standards are maintained, maybe even exceeded when we leave the coaching world, so to speak. So I think one of the biggest aspirations we have is to pass on the baton and make sure that the next generation have all the knowledge and help that we can give them now in order to deepen their practice in coaching and help with inspiring others in the field of coaching.
Amazing. Mike, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, so as Judith says, we've known each other and worked with each other for the last 5 years under Coaching Bridge. We're very much successful and professional executive coaches, and we've both moved into this thing called coaching supervision, which your clients and your audience may think it's one word, or it could be two: super and vision. And that really does almost indicate exactly what it is. It's giving you a different look, a third eye perhaps, to your coaching work when you're a practicing coach and working with your clients.
Amazing. So tell me kind of a bit more what you do with your clients, what you might expect. What are the pain points that your clients are feeling that you can really help them get past?
Yeah, so some of our coaching clients might be stuck. Perhaps they might have a coaching relationship with one of their clients that's causing them a challenge or some discomfort. And bringing that to Judith and I in a coaching supervision environment will actually help them to explore that further and actually to go into more depth and maybe to become less stuck in the future. So that's one of the things that our clients, our coaching clients, might bring to us.
Awesome. Judith?
So the main aim really is to create and grow a community in which coaches can learn together, create together, either as a group or as an individual. We do group coaching supervision and individual coaching supervision. And it's just a great space where people can self-reflect, look at how they coach, expand their own coaching repertoire, interpret and transform themselves and how they coach. They can look at their own biases around individuals and their clients. So for us, it's creating a safe space where coaches can really have a deep dive into themselves, their practice, and how they can serve their own clients better.
So, I mean, I've worked with a lot of coaches over the years. I do a lot of networking, so there are a lot of coaches about. Is there any particular? There are so many different types of coaching. You know, happiness and well-being, business coaching. Do you specialize in a specific type of coach, or is there a preferred type of coach that you enjoy working with?
We work mainly with the field of business coaching or coaching exec coaches, so that we do the business field. That can encounter career coaching, strategic coaching, coaching leaders. So we are definitely positioned in the field of business executive coaching.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to add that a lot of the coaching work that we do focuses on coaching behaviours too, or leadership behaviours that our coaching clients may be working with their clients. So sometimes it's about a behaviour of someone that they're working with that they may need to explore, and as Judith says, dive a bit deeper into understanding more about that.
And I suppose that for a coach that is out there helping businesses and understanding the value of their own service, they also can intrinsically understand the value of having a coach themselves. So you're kind of positioning yourself in a really interesting position there with the coaches, being able to offer help that they can then pass on. What kind of inspired you to take that step to not coach the direct client but to coach the coaches?
We do actually coach clients as well, and the inspiration around coaching supervision is really one of going back to where I started, of making sure that we share our passion for coaching, but also help individual coaches become the best they can, and create a robustness in themselves that allows them to coach their clients in a much more evolved, authentic way. But coaching supervision really is around asking the coaches to have deep reflection for themselves about how they coach, how they're authentic with their coaching practice, how they work with their clients to pick up whether they have biases they're not aware of. So it's helping the coaches to think about creativity when they're working with clients. So it's a space for them to explore further about what else they can do and what else they can give, I think.
Yeah, I think what inspires me is very much what Judith said earlier about wanting to pass the baton on to other coaches. So at the moment, Judith and I are looking to establish our coaching supervision practice, not just in the UK, but also across the world. And we're working with some coaches now in India, where coaching supervision is something that's quite unknown. So in working with our new community in India, we're hoping to pass the baton and improve and develop coaching practice in that part of the world too.
That must be a really kind of exciting step to be able to venture out to somewhere like India. Do you have plans for global domination, or are you just concentrating on India for now?
Yeah, I think we're starting off with India, but our contacts in India, two very experienced coaches who have just set up their own leadership and coaching company. They have contacts in 9 different countries in Southeast Asia. So, you know, that's one area that we're kind of very keen in. And I've worked across the globe in about 30 different countries, coaching and developing others. So, yeah, we're hopefully going to extend this further, but we're going to start with the UK and India as our opportunity.
So I mean, you've both obviously had quite a long career in coaching. Where did that come from? Like initially, did you find yourself falling into coaching, or was it something you worked towards? What is your personal careers that brought you to this point?
For me, it was a change in circumstance in around 2000, where I was managing a team, and recognised really I didn't have the in-depth skills to manage the team as effectively as I would like, which started me on a learning journey. And I did eventually leave the corporate world because I became fascinated with people and the psychology of people. So in 2001, I established, my own practice in coaching, and then completely retrained and went on my own learning journey. Went back to university, studied for a master's degree, and just since then, I've been a junkie for learning. I am totally inspired by coaching and what it can achieve in such a short space of time. Another passion I have is helping females in the construction industry, where they're totally underrepresented. So I guess the past 20 years has absolutely flown by. I can't believe that this is a 20-year anniversary for me taking this step into this world. I've loved every minute of it. I honestly wished I'd done it so much sooner. And so I guess part of what Mike and I are doing is just encouraging people to really think about how they can expand and grow and develop, and be there to help them to do that as well.
That's just incredible to have such a massive career change. And you say you wish you'd done it sooner, but perhaps your life up until that point you needed to experience to know exactly what you do and find something you love. Mike, I mean, where did how did you get into coaching in the first place?
Yeah, very similar to Judith. Coaching Bridge was set up in 2000, year 2000, so 20 years too. And again, I got fascinated by coaching, watching people be coached. I heard about this thing called coaching and wanted to study more about what being a coach actually meant. It seemed to be early in 2000 that the entry point to being a coach was very, very easy, and not many people were being properly trained and qualified to become a coach. So I did a master's program in people and people development, which included coaching. So I studied the field of coaching in quite great depth, and then started to practice it with people I knew first of all, and then ventured out with Coaching Bridge, starting to work with others on a one-to-one basis, and then gradually with teams as well. And coaching supervision is a natural extension of that too, as Judith says, using our experience in coaching to now start helping to improve cadres of coaches as well, helping to develop their practice.
Awesome. It sounds like you both genuinely love what you do. So with that in mind, what are you most proud of in everything that you've achieved so far?
For me, I would say that I'm really proud that I took risks to take this path. I'm especially proud of the developing and establishing the women's development programme in the construction sector, where they're so underrepresented, and also creating the Building for Women network, which has been going now for about 5 years. And something more recent for me, I'm really proud to have supported leaders with coaching during this pandemic. I know that might sound really strange, but for a few years we've been talking about the VUCA world, the volatile, uncertain, chaotic, ambiguous world. But 2020 certainly delivered that for everybody. So for me, being able to support leaders where, the 5-year business plan or the strategy just went out the window come the 24th of March, whenever it was, and everything became so focused on operational needs. I feel really privileged to have supported leaders during this time.
Amazing. Mike, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, for me, I'm very similar. I mean, I'm very proud of coaching and developing leaders across the world. And in today's world as well, working with leaders from diverse communities and different cultural backgrounds in different countries, and helping them to achieve their potential has been a really something that I'm very, very proud of and happy about doing. I've always had really great feedback about that too. So extending that further in today's world is really important. And I think the second thing for me that I'm really proud of is now working with Judith and setting up our coaching supervision practice in different parts of the different communities in different parts of the world. So I'm really proud of that too.
Brilliant. It's just lovely to see two people that really genuinely love what they do and enjoy helping people so much. Judith, you mentioned the COVID situation and the effect that's had on a lot of people's businesses. How have you both found that in terms of managing your own work from home and all of that sort of stuff? Because as coaches and people coaching coaches, what is your advice to people who maybe are struggling at the moment still with the lockdown situation?
Yeah, that is a really good question, and I guess we could talk for ages on that. So what I've noticed in others and also myself is the undulations of going through something that's been so significant in our lives, and allowing myself that when I'm at the bottom of the undulation, which I have been during COVID, of just thinking, when am I going to be out again? When am I going to be seeing clients face to face? Just allowing myself to go, this isn't great, and I'm okay in my ungreatness at the moment, because I know I'm going to get out of it again. So for me, it's being able to fully embrace that this has not been an easy journey for anyone. I've also think I'm incredibly lucky because I haven't had to homeschool children and do a full-time job. The thing that I'm finding most with my clients is this mixed, this fluid boundary. Where does work end and where does home life begin when we work from home or at home? So people have been tending to, you know, sort of carry on working till 10 at night because the boundaries have become very blurred and mixed. And I do think moving forward, you know, there will be all sorts of issues that we will need to be talking about as a global community, you know, work-life balance, health, mental well-being. I think they'll all come to the forefront, and we need to have open and honest conversations about the impact that this has had on everybody.
Yeah, and I think for me, Louise, I think for me the big thing is having to adapt. Most of my work has been working with clients and their organizations in different parts of the world, and I've traveled constantly and frequently to do that. So now I'm having to adapt to do my development work and my coaching work and my supervision by doing it this way, by using virtual ways of doing it. I mean, one tip I would give people is actually to start to kind of go out and enjoy the environment that they're living and working in at home, even if they've only got a park nearby or an open space nearby. Some of the coaching work that Judith and I do can be done virtually while we're walking and talking. So make use of the space that you've got, find an open area, and you know, still focus on your personal development, but have some support in doing that. So I'm adapting my way of working actually, and you know, my preference is still to work with people physically close together and you know, be one-to-one with people, but you know, we are working well and developing our opportunities in India by doing it this way too.
I think that everybody's, you know, done their best at adapting so far, but I think also there's going to be a lot of things that we have to adapt to in the future, just new ways of doing things, and just being more sensible and more careful as things go. And I think we're going to see more people working from home just as a general standard, and this sort of meeting being more relevant. Do you think that now with people being so separated, the need for a coach has kind of increased, especially for business owners that may be struggling with those boundaries, as you mentioned, Judith? Do you think that that's something that definitely coaching can help with for those people?
Absolutely. You know, and I go back to this is something that we have never encountered before. Although, just as an aside, somebody did say to me, well, Judith, you know, you were sort of a baby boomer, so you probably encountered the Spanish flu. I did point out the Spanish flu was 1918, and I'm not that old, but so, you know, we haven't encountered a time like this, so it is new. So absolutely, business owners, leaders, needing that space to think through what their strategy will be, how they how they create good remote working practices, how they include teams within remote working. All of those things, you know, are bringing people back to work, bringing people back to the workspaces. Absolutely, this is a time I think that coaching can come to the forefront and be a real power for people to take up and experience.
Do you have any additional thoughts on that, Mike?
Yeah, we've developed our coaching work already by using the virtual means of doing it. So we've created breakout rooms, we've created classrooms, and working with coaches, you know, as a community, but doing it this way rather than being physically together.
That's amazing. So just to finish off, because I know that we're running out of time, how can people get involved with what you're doing or get in touch? What's the best way to reach out to you guys?
Yeah, so really, I think the best way is to either go on Coaching Bridge website, www.coachingbridge.co.uk, or just email Judith and I. You know, we'd love to hear from you and see how we can support your coaching work and make you even better at what you do than you do now. So create a real opportunity for you.
Well, as always, we'll include the links to Judith and Mike's websites and email addresses and everything in the description below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can find out more videos for the Cool Shots Director's Cut series, where we're going to be interviewing lots of other interesting businesses and finding out how they're dealing during lockdown. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. It's been amazing to talk to you. Do you have any final thoughts?
I'd just like to say thanks very much, Louise. I've really enjoyed talking to you, and I've really enjoyed sharing our experience of coaching and coaching supervision.
Yeah, thank you, Louise. It's been a terrific interview. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Well, we'll let you know when it's uploaded, and we'll hopefully share it out. And please, everybody, jump over and check out what Mike and Judith do, because it really is incredible. Thank you so much for joining us today, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Bye.
Thank you.